Over 1 million people watched this. Most had the same question. Why did Bill climb onto the Skidder boom and attach a chain to the tree? Here's what was happening. Buddy, so we're standing at the site of the job that I have where a tree that I did went viral with YouTube, and I had a lot of questions, a lot of comments about it. I pulled the tree over the way I did with my Timberjack skidder. I climbed up on the arch the way I did for elevation, for the higher you get, the more you can direct a tree to go. This tree, for instance, had a significant amount of backlean over the township road onto a neighboring property and a significant side hill lane. So I put my machine in it the way I did. Down here, as you can see, it's punky. It was all starting to go to rot. So I put my machine in it, got up on the arch. That's how I do things. I did not put my machine on the township road because they put a ton of money into township roads, and last thing I want to do is tear up the road with my machine with the cleats.
All right, Bill, a lot of our viewers had some questions for you. So I would like to ask you these questions and have you answer them so that they have a better understanding of why you did what you did on that particular day.
Okay.
So the first question we had was, why couldn't the tree simply be felled?
Because it was sitting right on the township road that had tremendous amount of back lean and side lean down the road this way. And on the right hand side of the butt had rot in it. So if I just tried to fell it, it would have never happened.
All right, so that kind of leads into the next question, which was, why did you use the skidder for this?
I use the skidder for leverage. The higher you get up into a tree with a cable or chain choker or anything to pull it, the higher you get, the more leverage you get, and it'll help take that tree over a lot easier.
Okay, so here comes the big money question. We've gotten this one a lot. Why did you climb the boom?
For height. I wanted as much height as I possibly can, because from the road to the forest floor was probably a 14-foot drop. So I had to get the machine up the hillside to get to that tree to where I wanted to put the choker chain.
All right, so I'm going to try to get that shot a little bit for our viewers. It's really hard to take in here, but it is actually a pretty good drop, like you mentioned there. Okay, so the next question we got a lot of was, why did you put the chain up there? Like, why did the chain go there in particular? Was that just like your pivot point that you were trying to pull?
Yeah, I wanted as much height into that tree as possible due to the fact that there was rot in the butt. I was going to cut the stump a little bit higher, being it's sitting on the township road, and I wanted this stump to be visible to the township workers come wintertime.
Okay, so why did you tension it? Like when you used the winch, you had slack line and then you ran the machine down and then you brought tension into it.
So I put tension on it. So when I say a tremendous amount of back lean, videos don't justify so much stuff. This had a lot of back lean. So I wanted to put tension in it and get my notch cut and get the tree ready to go, because I knew I was going to have to move the machine. And that's why I got some questions. Well, why'd you use a wedge if the cable was in it? Because I knew I was going to have to readjust the machine. So I put the wedge in there to hold the tree. So when I moved the machine, it didn't slack the tree at all.
You can't plan that, people. So that's a really good example, actually. Now picture that happening with a great big tree, because that's exactly the direction that it was going to go, this particular road hazard tree. So that's a good example. We get a lot of people saying, oh, it's deforestation, you know, why do you cut trees? That's a prime example of why right there. That's rot. And that's what happens if you don't manage a forest. All right, so the next question that we had from a lot of our viewers, what would have happened if you hadn't approached that particular cut how you did? If you hadn't have tried to get the tallest point to hook the chain, if you hadn't have used the machine, what would have happened?
Two things would have happened. Either I would have had to put minimum 4 wedges over here, and I would have had to pound my brains out with the axe to try to get that tree to go over. And if it wouldn't go over, and I put more pressure on my hinge than I wanted, being it was rotted on this side and had a lot of downhill back lean down the road, it could have broke off this side of the hinge and it could have went right out in the township road.
Yeah, I don't know if our viewers can see this, but I will try to zoom in here. I've been in this business quite a while, so of course I know what I'm looking at here too. Any of you guys who are experienced are going to know this right off the bat. That wood is punky. All right, so you kind of already answered this, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it anyway. Why did you want the tree to fall away from the road? I think that's kind of an obvious answer, but we did get that question.
Well, the biggest thing is I didn't want it to fall, one, into the road because leaders and stuff off of a top of a tree could really damage the road. The second thing is I didn't want it to go across the road and damage any timber on the neighboring property.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for the questions that you shot out here to us. Is there anything else you want to close with, Bill?
Nope. Just everybody have a great day. Thanks for viewing and stay safe, and we'll see you in the woods.